Hey there, this is Dave Bensman with Bensman Home Computer Repair, and today we're going to talk about how to get music onto your computer so that you can play it. The first thing you're going to need is you're going to need some sort of, if you have your music on CD, you're going to need to have some sort of optical drive. Now, I don't have an optical drive inside my computer, but I went to Best Buy and I picked up an external DVD-ROM drive, and I'm going to plug one end into the drive itself of the cable, and then I'm going to plug the other end of the cable into a powered USB port, and it should recognize right about there. It goes. Okay, so now we can see that I have a DVD-ROM drive right there. Okay. So there's nothing in it, but as soon as I double clicked it, it opened the drive and is asking for a disk. We're not going to put a disk in there just yet because before we get our music onto iTunes, what we're going to need is to install iTunes. So the way that we do that is we go to Google and we do a search for iTunes. And if you're running a Windows operating system, you should be able to just go to iTunes Apple, and then right there it says download, and then you're going to go where it says get it from Microsoft, and then it's going to take you here, and you can sign up for a bunch of stuff. I generally don't. I generally click X, and this is all being done with the left mouse button, and then I click where it says get. And then this will pop up, and you want to left click where it says open Microsoft Store. And then you're going to click on that. And it should take you directly to the Microsoft Store. So we clicked get, and then now it says install, and now it is installing. So it's downloading it as we speak. I've got a pretty fast connection, so it really shouldn't take that long. It is 455 meg, so it is kind of a large download. So if you don't have a fast connection, plan to wait until it, for a while until it finishes downloading. And we're almost there. Looks like we're downloading it at about 75 megs a second. That is quick. Okay. And there it goes. So now it's downloaded. Now it's going to install, and it's done. So now we can close all of this. And you see there's an iTunes, no, there isn't an iTunes icon on the desktop, so we're going to put one on there. We're going to left click on the Windows Start button. We're then going to find, it says right here, recently added iTunes. We're going to left click and hold the left mouse button down and drag this icon to the desktop. Now we have iTunes on the desktop. We're going to open it up. And we're going to agree to the end user license agreement. And we're going to say agree to that. And there we are. We have iTunes installed. Now, before we do anything else, we're going to go right here where it says edit. We're going to left click on that. Then we're going to left click where it says preferences. Then what we're going to do is we're going to go to when you insert a CD, what to do. So we're going to click on import settings right here. It's under the general tab. And we're going to select not AAC encoder. AAC is Apple's proprietary codecs, and we don't want that because we'll only be able to listen to whatever files this creates with iTunes, and we want to be able to use any MP3 player. So we're going to select MP3 encoder, and we're going to select a higher bit rate. We're going to go to custom next to setting. So one more time, we're going to go to next to setting. We're going to drop down this box by left clicking, and we're going to left click where it says custom. And then where it says stereo bit rate, we're going to left click and we're going to go to 256 kbps. And then we're going to say OK. And then we're going to say OK again. And there are a lot of other things if you have an iPhone that you can change within this general preferences tab or the advanced preferences tab. But we don't need to do that now just to get our music on there. So we're going to say OK, and then we're going to take our CD and we're going to put it in the CD-ROM drive. So we're going to open it up and we're going to pop it in, and then we're going to close the drive. And as soon as the computer recognizes that a CD was put in the drive, a music CD, watch what happens. Okay. And there it goes. So as soon as Windows recognizes that a CD was put in, iTunes will then offer to import the disk. And it will ask you, do you want to do this? And what you can do is you can say no, and then you can say, I don't want the whole disk. I want to import, this song. Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to Edit, and you're going to go back to Preferences, and you're going to want to click on List View Checkboxes. Click that in there, and then that gives you all these checkboxes next to the songs, and then I can deselect whichever ones I don't want to import. So I'm going to deselect all these. And then at that point, all you got to do is click Import CD. And then you say OK. And it's just going to import the one song that I selected. And it's generally going to take about 15 seconds to 30 seconds for a 2.5 minute, 3-minute song. Since this is an external CD-ROM drive, it's going to be slower than if you had an internal CD-ROM drive. But it'll speed up as it goes along. This multiplier right here is that's the multiplier for how long the disk is versus how long it's taking to rip it to your hard drive. So that's done. So now what I can do is I can go to my personal folders, and then I can go to Music, and then iTunes, and then iTunes Media, and then Music, and then the Kinks, and then Lola versus Power Man, and the Money Go Round, and then there's the song that I just ripped from the disc. Of course, I can also, play it in. I can play it in iTunes. Let's see here. There we go. Click on Music. Click on Artists, or Songs, if you will. There you go. Click on Songs. And I'm doing all this with the left mouse button, obviously. And then I just click on the contenders. And then this is the actual MP3. Let's turn that down. That's the MP3 that is on my hard drive, not the track from the CD. All right, so let's say that you want to get all of the CD in there, and you want to do it in as hassle-free a way as possible, and time's not that big a deal. You would go you would put the CD in, and so let's eject it, and you would put the CD in. It would recognize that there was a music disc in there, and you would say no again, and then you would put checks back in all these little windows. And once you had done that, then you would click on import CD again, and you would say OK. And then you would say replace existing, because you'd want it to overwrite whatever you'd done before, and then it'll just go and get everything. And that's how you import music from a CD, on the easiest way to do it from a CD to your PC. And if you have any kind of iDevice like an iPod or an iPod Touch or an iPhone, you can then plug that in and get all that music onto your portable device. I mainly just use iTunes to organize my music. I use an Android to play it. But that's how you would do that. And as you can see, it's pretty easy to keep your music organized because it'll organize it by artist. If you click back up here on music, it'll organize it by artist or albums or songs or genres. You can make playlists, and it's very customizable. It's a very pretty good system. If you know anybody who is having any kind of computer problems, please feel free to give me a ring. David Bensman, Bensman Home Computer Repair at 901-830-4362. If you like this video, please like it and share it, and please subscribe to my channel. And as always, stay safe.